ciel bleu vole en silence.
Okay, the Flattery talk continues with some tips and strategies that are going to help you look and feel better in your clothes. Today, I've got 10 tips that are going to make you look and feel more confident. So welcome if you're new here. My name is Netta. I'm a personal stylist. My whole focus is helping you have better days through style, look, and feel better every single day using clothes as a tool. Like I feel like there's such an important and often overlooked way to like improve our day, improve our mood, all of the things. So this is part 2 of my series on Flattery, talking about little tweaks and tricks and tactics that you can use to look better in your clothes, like your regular clothes, your everyday clothes, the clothes that you already have. Most of these don't require buying anything, but they do require styling or strategizing or just kind of putting together outfits in different ways. So let's get started. I have a lot to cover. I will mention again, I do have my Modern Classics wardrobe guide for free. If you are evaluating your wardrobe right now and trying to determine what's missing, what you're lacking, what you need more of, consider downloading that guide. It's a game changer. It's got a checklist in it so that you can go through your own wardrobe and determine what you need. These are the pieces that I've determined are the most modern and also the most versatile to have in your wardrobe. So it's nettamanley.com/modernclassics. Also, you will not want to miss January 6th. It's right around the corner, believe it or not. My upcoming Closet Confidence Workshop series. It's a game changer. You're going to want to hang out with us that week and really get a handle on your style so you can make 2025 your most confident, your most positive, and your most stylish year yet. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to talk about jewelry is key to flattery. That is my first tip. Jewelry is the key to flattery. It's a major component of flattery and something we often overlook. We think of jewelry as an afterthought, or we either wear too much or we don't wear enough. I see both all the time. Women who share outfit pictures and there's no jewelry. And then other women who share outfit pictures and there's like too much jewelry. And really there's a balance, and I'm going to talk about how to achieve that. So the first thing is to use pieces with subtle shimmer or shine to add glow to your skin. Believe it or not, matte jewelry can really kind of detract from your overall appearance, your skin, and your outfit. Often if we're wearing casual outfits, having something subtle and shiny can not only add a glow to our face, but it can add dimension and glow to our outfits. So choose subtly shiny pieces and pieces with some glow to them over matte pieces if you want the most flattering look. Little known tip, but especially around your face, you want that glow of that metallic, not something really dull, really matte, or really flat. Okay, next is that you can highlight your best zones with strategically placed jewelry. So, I always say don't point where you don't want someone to look, but point where you want people to look. So if you love your hands, that's an opportunity to wear statement rings or to wear statement bracelets, beautiful bracelets. If you love your neckline, then you might want to highlight it with a choker or a pretty necklace. And then, of course, looking at your jawline, where are you pointing with your earrings? So let's break that down a little bit. You can draw your attention upwards towards your face with a statement earring that is not dangly but is bold. That can really bring the attention here. Recognize though that if the statement earring is dangling, you're going to draw attention to wherever that statement earring hits. So a bold, like chunky earring, like a button earring or that kind of style earring, an oval shaped earring, can be a more flattering choice for many because, again, the longer the earring, the more you're going to be drawing the eye aligned to that spot on your neck. So really kind of pay attention to where your earrings hit and where your jewelry is drawing the eye. Jewelry is a focal point, and you can point the eye in one direction and steer it away from another direction based on the pieces that you pick. So oversized earrings draw the attention upwards. Dangly earrings can point to the neck. Choose earrings or necklaces that mimic your face shape. This is another strategy to create harmony. So if you've got a rounder face shape, a rounder earring. If you've got an oval face shape, an oval earring. If you've got a longer face shape or a squared off or rectangular face shape, consider an earring in this face shape, in that shape. It will create harmony and kind of balance out your face shape. So just a couple little strategies about really paying attention to where your jewelry is drawing the eye. Now, let's talk about necklaces. The Fashion Fit formula gives you the exact necklace point. I think that necklace point is super critical. You can't get it right enough because it's such an important point. Your neckline, your necklace, and your scarf, both all three of those have one point that they should meet at. Your neckline and your necklace should hit at the same point. If you've got like a neckline that's coming down, your neckline and your necklace should hit at that same point. So knowing your necklace point is really, really important. And like I said, I'll pop up the Fashion Fit formula information here, but the link here. But that's a really critical part of like making sure that your neck looks nice and long and streamlined. You're not adding a lot of weight up here. It's just a very flattering length to get right. So know that longer necklaces are going to elongate the top of your body, your torso, your neckline. They're just going to be elongating. Whereas shorter necklaces like chokers or collar necklaces are going to draw the attention more to your face. So if you want to lengthen your torso, lengthen your neckline, use a longer necklace. If you want to bring attention to your face, use a shorter necklace. Those are my pets fighting. Okay, next. This is something else I see all the time. Use statement pieces sparingly in an outfit. It's not a statement piece if you've got 12 of them. So you really want to you want, especially as we get older, I feel like it can look dated, not modern. It can look aging to wear a lot of statement jewelry at one time. Make sure that the statement necklace that you're wearing works well with the neckline of your outfit. So like that there's room for that necklace so that it's not all bunched up here. So you want the statement necklace to really work well with the neckline. And then you want one statement piece of jewelry per outfit, not 12, not 14, definitely not a set. So that statement piece of jewelry can be a great focal point for your outfit if you let it be and you keep the rest of the pieces very subtle. So example, big necklace, very small earrings, stud earrings, something like that. Small necklace, interesting earrings. I talk about this all the time, but it bears repeating because I see this all the time. Layering necklaces of varying lengths. So doing that layered necklace look can create visual interest and draw attention to your neckline. Okay, let's move on. The right fabric is key. I've been talking about fabric and fabric structure a lot lately, and it's because it's something that I'm seeing come up again and again in my Facebook groups. First is choose matte finishes over shiny finishes when you want to look slimmer. Matte finishes are going to make you look slimmer. Shiny finishes are going to expand your body. It's the same as, wearing light colors make you, can really make you look broader. Dark colors can make everything recede. It's the same with finishes. Next, opt for fabrics that drape nicely on your body. So there are two types of fabrics we should all be looking at. We should be looking at drapey fabrics and we should be looking at structured fabrics. And they're going to have different applications and different purposes and do different things for our outfits. What we're never going to want to do is look for really thin, flimsy, show every lump and bump type fabric. So fabrics that drape nicely like jersey or crepe are going to create shape and movement in your outfits. Now, if you're looking at tailored pieces like jackets, like suits, you're going to want a little bit of fabric with a little bit more structure. So denim or tweed are going to add structure, whereas, like I said, crepe or jersey are going to add movement. And you want both in an outfit. You want structured fabric and you want a fabric that has movement. Those two components are really going to create a balanced and beautiful and flattering outfit. So lightweight fabrics can drape gently over curves, but flimsy fabrics, really thin fabrics, are a no-no really for everybody. They look cheap, they feel cheap, they're not flattering. Okay, so finally, drape is just as important as fit. How a fabric hangs on you, how it drapes on you is as important as the fit of the garment. So fabrics that drape gracefully like silk or jersey are going to be a much better bet than, and they skim over your curves, they're going to be a much better bet than clingy fabrics that like pull in different places. You really want to make sure that the drape is there and that you've got that fluidity when you're looking at softer fabrics. I will say that some pieces look better in some fabrics. So for example, structured pieces look better in structured fabrics like tailored pieces like blazers and coats, whereas A-line skirts look better in softer fabrics. An A-line skirt and a really structured fabric can look like a tent. So fabric is really key. Okay, next I want to talk about how bags can make or break the outfit. Now we knew this, but this is not in the way that you were thinking probably. So the first thing I want to talk about is choosing the right bag size for your frame. Now we're talking about both your vertical frame and your horizontal frame. So a bag that is the right length and the right size for your height if you're petite is different than a bag that's the right size for your height and frame if you're tall. So you want a bag that's proportional to your frame. Now this obviously work bags and luggage are outside of this rule because we need to hold what we need to hold, but for your everyday bag this is really, really important. So also equally important is that horizontal scale. So if you are plus size, you're going to want to choose a bigger bag than if you're very slim. So your bag really does need to look proportional to your body type. I will put in the blog post that's linked with this video, I'll put the exact dimensions for bags for petites, bags for tall, like what to look for in terms of scale and size. The next thing I want to talk about is, I say this over and over again, but there's always someone who's hearing it for the first time, so I'll keep repeating it. You want to select a color or a texture that works for your coloring. So these are the 5 bag colors that I think everyone should have. I think everyone should have a light neutral and a dark neutral. One of those colors should be the color of your hair. So for me, a dark neutral could be black or brown, whereas maybe for you, it's your light neutral because you're blonde and your neutral is sand. So you want 2 neutrals, a light and a dark neutral. You want a metallic, you want a pop color, and you want a pattern. These are like, if you want to check all the boxes for bags, this is a way to get every single bag box checked. This is going to give you so much versatility in your outfits, and really, we were talking about this in the Ageless Style program recently. Like, let's start switching out our outfits more and our bags more, and using them as key completers in outfits, because they really make a big difference, especially if you are going to be carrying it around and not setting it down. Okay, next, bags worn at the hip draw attention to the hip area. You want to make sure if you're doing a crossbody, if you're doing a shoulder bag, where does that bag end? Where the bag ends is where the eye will be drawn. So if the bag is ending at the lower, at your hip, people are going to look at your hip. If it's ending at your waist, the eye is going to be drawn to the waist. So you want to pay attention to where a shoulder bag hits. You also want to look for bags with adjustable straps, because as a petite, crossbodies are often really long and sit awkwardly, like, too low on your body. So you want to be able to adjust the crossbody to give you the right proportions. One of the things I really like about crossbodies, though, is that if you're wearing something a little shapeless and you throw on a crossbody, it can add structure and shape to your outfits. Okay. Now let's talk about how angles add interest. That was kind of the point I just made with the crossbody bag. Creating that angle can really add interest, add shape, and add flattery to your outfit. But let's talk about how angles in clothing can add interest. One of the reasons that they use diagonal seams or diagonal hems and asymmetric hems on clothing for mature women is because in their own way, they are flattering. What they do is they create a sense of movement, and the movement keeps the eye from being stuck in one place, and it also creates shape without creating volume. So you can use diagonal elements and asymmetric elements strategically to create movement and more flattery in your outfit. So asymmetric hemlines, angle designs add visual intrigue and a sense of modernity to your outfits, provided they are on modern pieces. So I'm seeing a lot of cool asymmetric necklines right now. Those are fabulous if you've got broader shoulders. They can really downplay the width of your shoulders. So really, using these elements strategically can be great. So basically, adding any kind of a diagonal element is going to minimize and make that area look a little bit smaller and narrower. So asymmetrical hemlines, diagonal seams can create movement, and they can also elongate the body, drawing the eye up and down. Look for angular patterns or accessories to also add movement to your outfits. Like an asymmetric necklace can be a really cool modern element to add to an outfit. Asymmetric, like details on a shirt, like a ruffle on one side or not on another, they just add a sense of personality and fun, and again, also flattery to your outfits. Diagonal stripes, wrap dresses, asymmetric tops can lead the eye diagonally and intersect your body and make you look longer and leaner. Okay, next I'm going to talk about collars. This is so critical. Collars frame the face. Don't ever forget that collars frame the face. And collars also need everything really comes down to proportion. Collars need to be proportional to your body. So one little known trick about collars is that collars, your collar should never extend. And this is not going to be true, unfortunately, of trench coats and stuff like this. But ideally, your collars on anything should not extend more than halfway across your shoulder. So your collar, so find the halfway mark on your shoulder. Your collar should end there. Your collar should end halfway across your shoulder. It should not be hanging off the shoulder. I've seen those placemat sized collars. I've seen these, huge oversized collars. They're not flattering to any face, and truly they overwhelm almost any body structure. So your collars really need to be proportional to your frame and your face. Open collars like V-neck, shawl collars, button-down styles can really elongate your neck and flatter your jawline. I really like open necklines for adding balance and making you look slimmer. Like if you're wearing a lot of fabric in your outfit and you open up your neckline, you're going to look slimmer. If you want a little bit of a touch of elegance or a different look, you can do like a Nehru collar or a stand-up collar, but just know that those are going to draw attention to the neck. So, but playing with your collar and really paying attention to how your collar creates flattery or detracts from flattery in your outfit is so key. Definitely Peter Pan collars, which they enjoy putting on everything for women over 50 or 60, are a no-no, in my opinion, especially on a really sweet silhouette. Like a really sweet Peter Pan collar on a really sweet silhouette, like we're not 5, right? Like let's choose sophisticated styles. I don't understand why they do this for us. They're also always in seafoam green or dusty mauve, because we want pink and a Peter Pan collar and embroidery. Like just no. Avoid collars that overwhelm your frame. Like I said, keep proportions in mind to ensure that the collar does not swallow your whole head, swallow your whole face. And finally, know that wider collars or more interesting collars are going to broaden the shoulders and narrow the hips, whereas keeping your neckline open, vertical elements, V-neck, button-down shirts are going to have the opposite effect. They're going to keep the eye moving this way. So you want to ask yourself, do I want to balance my body and balance my proportions, balance out my hips, then create more horizontal elements at the top? Or do I want to lengthen, then create more vertical elements at the top? Okay, next tip is to use texture to add interest. One of the reasons our outfits can look boring or flat or monotonous is that we're using, maybe we're doing a monochromatic outfit, but everything looks exactly the same in that outfit. So adding texture really adds interest. It elevates your outfit. It creates a sense of luxury and of elegance. Did I say elegance already? So I love pairing contrasting textures like satin and cashmere or silk and tweed really create an elegant and elevated look. So you also want to be combining textures in a way that is flattering. So recognizing that chunky textures, stiff textures, like I was talking about with fabric, are going to add a little volume and add a little structure, whereas drapey, soft textures are going to create movement and create softness. So you want to balance those two elements in an outfit. I keep talking about that, but definitely bears repeating. Combining smooth and textured fabrics like a leather and a knit, for example, creates just a beautiful and elegant look. You also want to use texture to highlight areas that you love. So for example, a scarf with some interesting texture can really highlight your neckline if you like your neckline. The texture of your skirt can highlight or denim can highlight your curves, So texture can really draw attention to parts of your body that you want to draw the eye to. We're really talking about focal points. We're talking about proportion. We're talking about looking at the overall outfit and how texture works in that outfit. Okay, so you can balance heavy textures with smooth flowing textures. If you're going to do a chunky knit sweater, consider doing this chunky knit sweater with a silky skirt as opposed to your jeans for a balanced look. Now, the final thing I want to say about texture is that texture is my favorite way to add edge to an outfit. Now, if you're wearing an outfit and it feels flat or it feels a little boring, a little predictable, maybe a little too classic, consider adding leather or denim to that outfit. This is probably my top tip in this category. Like I see this all the time. You're wearing something that looks a little boring. You switch out the pants for a pair of leather pants, or you switch out the pants for a pair of cool jeans. Your outfit is going to look instantly more modern and more interesting. So think about that. Like if you're like, okay, I'm wearing this suit and the suit feels a little boring, or I'm wearing a blazer and tailored pants and it feels a little blah. Well, maybe you could switch out the classic blazer for a leather blazer or leather jacket, a leather moto jacket, or even a denim blazer or denim jacket. Switching, like I said, switching out the tailored trousers for a pair of leather trousers or denim pants is going to completely change the look. So leather and denim are an instant way to add edge and to modernize any outfit. Okay, next is that you want to know your best zones, your best parts, your best bits. Like what is it that you love about yourself physically? What is it that you love about your appearance, and how can you highlight that? One of the things I'm leaning into a little bit more is leaning into wearing shorter skirts again a little bit more because I'm comfortable with my legs, and wearing open necklines a little bit more because that creates balance for me, and this is a part of my body that I like the appearance of. So you want to ask yourself, what are my best parts, and how can I use clothing to strategically draw the eye there and away from my not so favorite parts? So identify the areas you feel confident showcasing. Maybe it's your neckline, maybe it's your arms, maybe it's your waist, maybe it's your ankles, whatever that is, and focus styling there. Avoid over accessorizing outside of your best zone. So pick a zone and accessorize that zone, or add interest to that zone. Now that's going to be through accessories. It's also going to be through clothing details, through hemlines, through other details like that. So you want to accessorize that area and focus your interests and interesting details, statement details, pieces, in that zone, and then keep the rest of the outfit simple, because one focal point per outfit is generally more than enough. Identifying your favorite features lets you showcase them in a way that is more positive, and it allows you to approach styling more confidently. So rather than focusing on detracting from your least favorite bits, you're going to focus on playing up your favorite parts. Things like ruching, of course, embellishments can all be used to enhance some of your best features. Okay, if you want to downplay an area, you want to avoid using horizontal lines across that area. So for example, you don't love your calves, don't draw a horizontal line across your calf with a midi skirt at the wrong length. If you don't love your belly, don't draw a horizontal line right across the middle of your belly. So you want to be strategic and make sure that you're highlighting the best areas through accessories, through hemlines, through detail, and downplaying the areas that you don't love by keeping the detail away from those areas. Okay, let's talk about the rise of pants. The rise of pants is everything. If you do not know the rise of your pants, let me tell you how you can figure it out really quickly. So take a pair of pants that hits you at the right spot on your waistline, that is the right rise for you, and just measure from the waistband of those pants to the crotch of those pants. Just measure down the front. You can also get the complete rise by going all the way to the back, but most of the time on websites they're just going to have that front rise. So for example, a really low rise, they used to have rises like 5, 6, 7 inches back in the early 2000s, is going to have a very different look and effect on your frame than a really high rise pant is. So you want to know what is medium rise, low rise, and high rise for you, because that part of your body, that length of your body, is going to be different than anybody else's length. So just looking at what a pant says high rise, or looking at a pant that says medium rise or low rise, is not enough. You need to know your rise so you can compare the two and make sure that you've got the right length for your body. So let's talk about what the different rises can do for us. Now, often most women, most of the time, can find mid-rise pants a little bit flattering. I would say that they're probably the easiest to wear, but you want to make sure that the mid-rise goes just up enough that it covers any side love handles, any side action that we have going on there, covers our tummy a little bit. So you want between a medium to a high rise, I think works really well for a lot of women. I am short-waisted, and even I am preferring that rise right now because I want to minimize my tummy area, and I feel like that the trade-off just works for me. So you want to play with that. Now, keep in mind that if your top and your bottom match, the rise is not going to be as evident as if you're wearing a contrasting top and bottom. Okay, so Mid-rise pants are often most flattering because they define the waist and they work on a lot of body types. High-rise pants work well if you want to create the illusion of longer legs, but they can also, like I said, slightly shorten your torso. And then ultra low rise styles, I think, are to be avoided. First of all, they're not really in style. Second of all, they're truly very, very hard to wear for most women. Most women don't find them flattering. Also, if you're wearing a low rise style, you have some of your favorite low rise pieces still in your wardrobe, you're going to want to avoid tucking into a low rise style. It's just not going to be your friend. Like tucking into something that's a low rise, it just doesn't look great. Okay, so you also want to look for pants with, if you've got curves, if you've got a strong difference between your waistline and your hips, like you've got shape in your hips, you want to look for a contoured waistband. These are often going to be called curvy fit, regardless of the size. It has nothing to do with size. What they're talking about is that curve, the differentiator between, a 10 to 12 inch difference often between your hip and your waist can indicate that you've got that curve and can indicate that a curvy fit will be a great option for you. Finally, use wide leg or straight leg pants if you want to lengthen your legs. Now, wide leg or straight leg pants, especially with a medium to medium high to a high rise, are going to be one of the most leg lengthening things that you can wear, especially if they are long enough. And that means like almost grazing the floor. It's really, if you want to look taller, you want to look longer, you want to look leaner, go for a high rise pant that almost grazes the floor in a straight or wide leg silhouette. Okay, next tip, shoulder details shape your frame. So shoulders are everything, and our shoulders can shift and adjust as we get older. They can even be asymmetric. So you want to really pay attention to your shoulders. You want to ask yourself, do you have squared off shoulders or do you have rounded or sloping shoulders? Because if you have structured shoulders, like I do, you don't necessarily need to add structure with your jackets. But if you have rounded or sloping shoulders, a structured jacket is going to be much, much more flattering than like a cardigan or something really drapey. So tailored or lightly padded shoulders add structure and create a balanced silhouette. They will also balance out the lower half of your body and any hip curvature that you may have. Shoulder embellishments like epaulettes and embroidery are also a great way to do this. Interesting sleeves, I talk about this all the time. Interesting sleeves, interesting sleeve details are going to do that as well. They can balance those sloped and rounded shoulders. You want to avoid, if you've got like any shape in your upper body, you've got a stronger upper body and a slimmer lower body, you've got maybe a broader shoulders, broader back, broader bust, you want to avoid those shoulders. And you want to avoid voluminous shoulders, really strong details at the top, like the details I just mentioned for adding structure. You want to skip those because they can really make you appear off balance and really kind of create a very strong triangular line. So keep the interest very simple and the shoulders very simple. You might even want to consider a dropped shoulder if you've got the silhouette, because that's going to just kind of detract from your shoulder line. You also want to consider an open neckline if you've got a strong upper body. Okay, dropped shoulders are always going to give you a more slouchy look and a more casual look. Structured shoulders are always going to give you a dressier look. So play with that when it comes to putting together your outfits. If you want to look like crisp, if you want to look dressy, if you want to look elevated, skip a dropped shoulder. If you want to look relaxed and casual, try a dropped shoulder. If you want to soften your shoulder line and your upper arms, consider sleeves with a little bit of flutter, a little bit of movement, a little bit of softness, a little bit of drape. A flutter sleeve can really minimize the size of your upper arms and just create a really flattering silhouette. Okay, let's move on to the next. We're going to talk about, and the last, focal points change the game. So I've been alluding to focal points a little bit here, but we're just going to talk about focal points here and how important they are in outfits. First, all outfits should have one focal point. Just one, not 12. Now, one, possibly two, is what we're seeing in 2024. This changes. In 1984, there were 12 focal points per outfit. If you want to look modern, you want to keep it to one or two at the most focal points per outfit. So, for example, a statement necklace, really interesting, cool, quirky shoes. Those are all focal points, and you want that piece to shine. So you want just one of those in your outfits. Too many details are really overwhelming the look. They look busy, they look cluttered, they look messy, and the eye doesn't know where to rest. Next, a bold necklace, colorful scarf, pattern top can create a clear focal point and also pull the eye to where you want the eye to go. So clothes are strategic in that they can point to what we want them to point at, and they can detract from what we want them to detract from, and they work like magic that way. So when you pick a strong focal point like that, you want to keep the rest of your outfit simple so that the focal point can really shine and can do the flattery work that it's set out to do. So if you're really trying to draw attention to your beautiful neck with a beautiful scarf, then keep the rest of the outfit simple so that the scarf really can shine and really do its work. Bold lip color, striking eyeglasses, as you see me wear all the time, can also be focal points, and they're non-clothing focal points, right? So it's not just clothes, but it's also other details that we add to outfits that can really create a focal point. And again, you want to ask yourself, do I want to draw attention to my lips? Do I want to draw attention to my eyes? If the answer is yes, then you can use those details to add a focal point. Finally, experiment with focal points on different areas. So, chances are you have more than one area that you like. So maybe experiment. Do you like the way it looks with a pop of color in a shoe, or do you prefer it in a belt or in a bag? Like, experiment with different focal points in an outfit and kind of decide what works for you. I really like to do an all neutral outfit with a pop of interesting shoe. That's like an outfit formula that works for me. So ask yourself, like, what kind of combinations really feel like my personal style, and do I also find flattering? Pattern and embellished shoes are one of the easiest ways to create flattery, and let's face it, most of us can pull off more interesting shoes than we can maybe more interesting belts. So that's an easy way to play with a focal point in a way that's going to be flattering and harmonious with your body. Okay, so I threw a lot out at you in today's video. As always, I covered a lot, 10 flattery tips that you may not be thinking about. Everything from how big your collar should be to how many different focal points and statement pieces you should have in an outfit. Let me know whether I'm just going to recap really quickly, and I want you to comment with the number or the keyword that I give you, and let me know which of these topics you would like me to cover on its own in a video. The first is jewelry, number 1, or jewelry. Number 2, fabric. Number 3, bag. Number 4, angles. Number 5, collars. Number 6, textures. Number 7, knowing your best zones. Let's just call that best zones. Number 8, rise. Number 9, shoulder. And number 10, focal points. So which of these topics would you like to see me cover in a future video? Comment below 1 through 10. I will also list them in the comment section so that you can see and you can comment, and I can do a full breakdown of one of these. Again, I'm going to do a series of these videos, so let me know what you're most interested in seeing. So thank you again. Don't forget to sign up for Closet Confidence and the Modern Classics Wardrobe Guide and all the things. If you like this video, please don't forget to give it a like, subscribe so we can hang out some more, and I'll see you in the next video.